Hello, I'm Professor Rayce Rollins, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Communicating Effectively Using Excel. Today we're going to look at if logic functions and also the sum if, count if, average if function. So let's dive right in. I've created a simple spreadsheet for you here, and on the left we have a couple of students. We have Jim, James, John, Jack, Jasper, Jenny, Judah, and Jonah, or I think I flipped the last two, but try to say that 10 times fast before you judge me. I have their test scores here. So we're going to do a very simple if statement. And the if statement is going to be as follows. If their letter grade is lower than 70, I'm going to give them a failing mark. And if it's above 70, a passing mark. So it's a very simple binary pass-fail exam. So we're going to do if. The logic test is going to be if C3, which contains the actual value, the numerical value, is less than 70, then I want you to return the value of fail. Otherwise, return a pass. Right? We would expect Jim to have a passing grade, and that's exactly what he has. If we apply this same formula down, you can see James passed, John failed. Why? Because C5 is less than 70, so he got the fail grade, and also Jonah failed. Everybody else passed. So now in order to return a letter grade, we need what is called a nested if statement. And for nested if statements, we have to do them as follows. If C3 is less than, let's say, 65, then let's return an F. Then instead of doing another grade, we have to introduce another if statement right in where we would put the false value at. So we go if logic test, what happens in terms of what value do you want me to return, and then you introduce immediately another if statement. So if C3 is less than 70, then return D. Otherwise, if statement again, if C3 is less than 70, or if it's less than 80, return C, comma, and we keep going. If, again, C3 is less than 90, then we return a B. Lastly, then we say if it doesn't meet any of those criteria, then return an A. So we would expect Jim to have a B based on this criteria, and that's what we got. And I'm going to apply this down. This person got a F. He has an A, B, C, so the formula works perfectly, and we can enter in more grades down here just to show you that it will always work. Alright, so that's how we do if statements and nested if statements. So let's go to sum if now. So here we have some sales data. So we have a number of different transactions. On this first transaction, we sold t-shirts for $129. We sold shoes, yada, yada, yada. If we want to find the sum of everything, we could just do sum, highlight all of our values like so, and hit enter, and we know we made $7,237 in sales. If we want to find, let me zoom out a little bit. If we want to find our total sales for t-shirts alone, so we can say t-shirt sales, we can use a sum if function. So we want to do sum if. Sum if has a range. The range is always going to be to select the column that has the different product categories or different string text in it. In this situation, it's going to be C. Then comma, we want to look at the criteria. We want to only look at the sales that are t-shirts. And the sum range is always going to be the column that actually has the numerical values in it. In this case, it's going to be the amount, right? and then we close our parentheses. T-shirts are, total t-shirt sales are 129. As you can see, we have no other t-shirt sales. So let's do one where we have multiple sales, like for example jackets. So for jackets, we can do sum if. Here the range is going to be C, because that's where we have the categories. The criteria is going to be jackets, and the sum range is where we have our numerical values. You can see just from our jacket sales, which is going to be this D3 plus this, we get 5,439. Alright? The last thing we can do is we can do count if. We want to see how many transactions we had that included a hat. So how many times does hat appear in our list? We can use equals, let's do number of transactions, number of hat. So we can do count if. Range, as you can see, there is no sum range here. It's just going to be the range of where we have the actual categories, which is C again. And we want to count hats, close parentheses, and Excel is smart enough to know to count the number of times hats is mentioned in our product sheet, and it's obviously here 3 times. That's why they returned the number value 3. So that's it. We'll dive deeper in this in class. Please rewatch the video if you have any more questions. Thank you.